Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nef Nugget, where I'll give you one tip that will inspire you to act and motivate you to move. And I am Nefateria Fonda, and I'm a business and sales coach for Parallel-Preneurs. That means you're juggling your passion as well as your profession. You're building a business alongside your 9 to 5. And I help you get clear on your core business components, confident in your selling skills, so you can bring in cash into your business. So, on today's Nef Nugget, we're talking about treating your business like a business. A lot of my clients, as well as other parallelpreneurs, just like yourself, say that they struggle with giving their business the same respect they give their 9 to 5. Do you find yourself, I'm going to work on my saying to yourself, I'm going to work on my business every evening for 2 hours, or I'm going to give 3 to 4 hours on my business on the weekend. And as soon as your show comes on, you shut that computer down, you're running to the couch. I'm going to see, is Ghost really dead? What kind of crime they gonna solve this week on CSI? And you just forget about the fact that you set these business hours, and this is the time you was gonna spend building your business. And I do understand, I get it. It takes discipline. You just worked an 8-hour day, probably at a minimum, and now you got to go home and spend more time at a computer, on the phone, making phone calls, at a networking event, doing things that can build your business, right? But guess what? If you want to build this business, it's going to take some sacrifices on your part. Let me be the first to tell you, it will take some sacrifices. Now, when I was on my journey to becoming debt-free, I had to make some sacrifices. And one of the sacrifices that I made was I cut my cell phone off for an entire year. Yes, 12 months, no cell phone. Everyone thought I was crazy. I even called because people were so worried. What if something happens to you? What if you get stuck on the side of the road? What if you get a flat tire? Nobody can contact you, or you can't contact anybody. I even went and bought a little prepay phone that you add minutes to, or you bought a card to put minutes on, something like that, and kept it in my glove compartment for that entire year. So people that loved and cared about me would feel secure in the fact that I had cut my cell phone off for a year, because I was determined to eventually get to that debt-free lifestyle. Now, yes, was that a sacrifice? Absolutely. But after that 12 months, I had took that money that I saved from the cell phone bill, paid off a bill, and it got me one step closer to the debt-free lifestyle that I wanted for myself. So I am telling you, if you want to build this business, there may be some times where you're going to have to DVR that show, or you're going to have to tell those girlfriends or those guy friends, I can't hang out with you this weekend, but pencil me in for the next event, right? Because you have to spend the time and make the time to build your business. And so I want y'all to know that one way that you can build your business, respect your business as you respect your 9 to 5, is set yourself up some business hours. But make sure that they're realistic business hours. And what I mean by that, what do you mean realistic, Nef? Really take a deep look at what your daily commitments are. What are your weekly commitments? What are your monthly commitments? Put that all down. Even if it is, you have to be in front of the TV Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to watch a show. Whatever it is, put those times down. And then make a schedule around those things. That's the one thing about owning your own business. You control your own time. So you can make whatever schedule fits with your lifestyle. If you know your children have certain commitments and you want to be there, that's not the time. You won't schedule hours during those times. Or if you have QT time with your spouse or self-care with yourself, you just make sure that you put it all down, write it all out, and then make hours around those things that are important to you. The other thing you have to do once you do that is you have to stick to it, right? Whatever schedule you give yourself for your business hours, you got to stick to it, and then communicate it. Communicate it with anybody that is anticipating or have you do stuff during your time, right? So if your spouse is expecting date night every Sunday, and then you got business hours during a part of that, or he's expecting that you have date night the whole day, then you have decided that portion of that day is going to be spent towards your business, then you need to share that with your spouse. Also share, with your children or anybody else that may ask you to use your time to do something or help them. Let them know what your hours are and set those boundaries so they can respect that Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9, mom or dad is working on their business, right? And I can't disturb them during that time. But anytime before that, or maybe anytime after that, I can, interrupt them, talk to them about what may be going on with me. But during those business hours, they will respect that if you communicate what those are. But as soon as you don't respect it, they will no longer respect it either. So just make sure whatever hours you set for yourself, you make sure they're realistic by looking at what you have going on in your daily, weekly, and monthly commitments. Make the hours, and know it can be adjusted. But whatever you set weekly, every 2 weeks, every 30 days, stick to that for whatever amount of time you can stick to that. And if it needs to be adjusted, you are your own boss, you can adjust that. But make sure you're sticking to those hours. Make sure you're communicating with the people that may want to utilize your time in other ways. And like I said, as long as you respect it, they will as well. But as soon as you don't respect it, they won't no longer respect it either. So that is your one tip for today, to inspire you to act and motivate you to move, how you can give your business the same respect you give to your 9 to 5. Remember, be profitable and be blessed. And until the next time, bye for now.